All right, everybody, what is going on? Good morning. We have made it to the weekend. We have made it to Saturday, and we have made it through the first week, possibly the only week, although we don't have confirmation on that as of me recording this video, of the OTAs for the Seattle Seahawks. And obviously, yesterday was not exactly an information-rife day. The media did not have access to the OTA day, so there wasn't really a lot we learned. I think I saw like one video of JSN burning Josh Jobe, but other than that, we really didn't get a lot from the Seattle Seahawks at the VMAC. We know that they were there, we know they did stuff, but in terms of actual like actionable, discussable information, didn't really get a lot. This video is sponsored by Prize Picks. So let's spend a little bit of time talking about the one thing that we did get yesterday in terms of like something that can be talked about, something that is actually meaningful. And obviously, we knew this was going to happen, but it doesn't change the fact that it's still notable that it did happen. The Seattle Seahawks have finished signing their 2026 draft class. Jadarian Price has agreed to his deal with the Seattle Seahawks officially. It is late May. We still have a couple days left in May, and every single Seahawk rookie has signed their deal, which is becoming a little bit more typical in the NFL, I feel like, but at the same time, there are plenty of teams out there that don't have everybody signed yet. So, Seahawks did seem to get theirs done a little bit earlier, and also a little bit earlier than they used to do. I remember back in the Pete Carroll days, it kind of felt like some of this stuff took a little bit longer to resolve. And Jadarian Price was our final unsigned draft pick, and now he is signed. The deal is, which we knew, right? These rookie contracts are preordained, about 4 years, somewhere around 16 to 17 million. And the first year cap hit is about 3.05 million. Standard stuff. Obviously, there's nothing to really negotiate there. And since Price is a first round pick, his contract is fully guaranteed. So obviously, we all knew he was going to sign. There was never any thought that he was going to hold out or something. Or why would a rookie hold out? That doesn't even make sense. Why would you even think about doing that? Especially when you're the 32nd overall pick. But it's still notable that there's not going to be any friction here, and everything is locked in and good to go. Now, the money was already baked in, but let's revisit it a little bit. So we knew that Price's cap hit was going to come into play at some point, and we knew that that rookie contract was going to be inked eventually. So this doesn't really change anything financially, but if you want to take a look at where things really stand, Curtis Allen over here on X was trying to estimate how much cap space might be left after the Price signing. And this is going to be kind of the important part, because while we don't really care that much that Price got signed because we knew he was going to get signed at some point, this is something that we do care about because it affects what happens next. So according to Curtis Allen, there's about $28 million of space after Price's contract is in. And if you use the numbers from over the cap, it's actually pretty close to 29 million. So where does that leave us? Let's think about it. If you like sports, then the best way to make them even better and more exciting is using the Prize Picks app, where it always feels good to be right. Prize Picks makes daily fantasy simple. Just pick more or less on your favorite players and build lineups with a few taps. Whatever sport you're into, and obviously we are now firmly into the NFL offseason, so we're all about baseball. We got some basketball, we got some hockey, whatever it is you like. Prize Picks gives you a fun way to stay locked in while you're watching. Definitely make sure to use the promo code HMA. Prize Picks is hooking up users with $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. If you use that promo code, that is HMA. I've had a great time on Prize Picks so far, so definitely get on over to it, check it out, and make sure to get your lineups. And don't forget about Team Picks, where you can pick winners, spreads, and totals on any major game. So Download the app now, use HMA, and get on over to Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. And remember, always gamble responsibly. So let's say this is the right number. Let's say it's just under 29 million. What's left for the Seahawks to do this offseason? Now, obviously, the clear answer is extending Devin Witherspoon. I believe that the Devin Witherspoon contract extension will be done in the next 2 months. And when that is done, it will take some of this cap space up. Not a ton, because that's not how contracts work in the NFL. Remember, it's an extension. There is some bonus money that needs to be accounted for, though. So if you account for that, you are then talking about you're probably shaving it down by about $9 million with the additional money from that contract. So if you extend Devin Witherspoon, this number probably goes down to about $20 million. So about $20 million in cap space at that point. What else is there to do? There are some things you could do to maybe clear a little bit of cap space, like maybe extending Leonard Williams. But I don't think you're going to extend Derek Hall, and I certainly don't think you're going to extend Zach Charbonnet. So there's really not much else to talk about at that point, unless you want to extend Sam Darnold, and I don't know why you'd want to do that, because it doesn't seem like he's unhappy with the current situation. So $20 million, let's say that's the number. Even if you want to say, okay, we got to earmark about $3 million of this for the practice squad, which you probably do, and then we need to earmark another $3 million for injury buffer during the season, and then let's say you want to earmark another $4 million because you know you're going to be making a trade at the deadline, and you want to have cap space to be able to absorb whatever it is you trade for. That's still only half of it. You're still leaving yourself with like $10 million. And that was me kind of being very careful with the money that I was preserving in that calculation, right? $3 million for practice squad, $3 million for injuries, $4 million for a hypothetical trade deadline trade. So you're leaving $10 million of it free. That still leaves you with another $10 million that you could use right now to go sign another player. Sign Cam Jordan, sign Jadeveon Clowney, sign some depth on the interior offensive line, sign a true nose tackle. Whatever you want to do, $10 million is going to be more than enough to do it. Or you could get crazy. You could free up a bunch of cap space and then make a play for Myles Garrett. That's also on the table, theoretically. I don't think it's very likely. I don't think it's particularly reasonable to expect it. But my point is, there is still plenty of money available. Now, the Seahawks could absolutely decide we're just going to let that cap space play forward, give ourselves a bunch more room at the trade deadline to maybe make a really big trade midseason, or just roll it over into 2027 and have more money to spend in 2027. So we don't have to spend this money, but we definitely have it. And I don't think there's really much of anything that could happen at this point to take that money away. Hey, we already extended JSN. These numbers account for that. I already accounted for the Witherspoon extension. Who else are we going to extend that would bring on a bunch of new bonus money? Again, I just don't think that person exists. All right, I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. Let me know what you guys think. Just wanted to cover the contract situation. And yeah, welcome Jadarian Price. We've still got a lot of money.